Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm in the kitchen. I'm getting ready to cook. I am cooking a veggie casserole for our Bible study group tonight. I'm so excited. We're going to have a hymn sing. So if you're in the Vidalia area and you want to come, we've got a accomplished pianist, organist, whatever to play for us. And we're just going to sing hymns, but we'd love to have you. But I want to share this recipe. This is what I'm taking. It is a veggie casserole. It's in my cookbook. It's in my old cookbook. This is my old cookbook, and I'm assuming it's in my new cookbook. Yeah, because it was one of the favorites. But I started off with a bag of broccoli and a bag of cauliflower. You could put mixed vegetables. You could put just broccoli. You could put just cauliflower. Whatever you like, whatever vegetables you like. You could put okra. You could put, what else could you put? You could put butter beans. You could put asparagus. You could, cabbage. You could put all of that stuff, okay? But, so I put that in the microwave for about 6 minutes, okay? Just to cook it a little bit because it is going to cook in the oven. So over here, what I've got is, wait a minute, let me get something out of here because I wanted to show you something. I'm coming. All right, here we go. I got a garlic clove. I wanted to show you something with that. All right, so what's in here right now is 3 eggs. Yeah. So the recipe is 2 eggs, but I wanted to make a recipe and a half. So I've got 3 eggs. Let me just get it over here. So write this down now. I may share this in a video, in an email. But if not, you want to have the recipe, or you can buy my cookbook. I can put a link in the, I can put a link for you, or just tell me you want a cookbook, and you can Venmo me the money. It's $22. That includes shipping. That is shipping included. All right, so here we go. So a cup of mayonnaise, and as you can see, so I've got about 3/4 cup of sour cream. So this is 1 1/2 recipes. So let me just give you the one recipe. A cup of mayonnaise, a 1/2 cup of sour cream, 2 eggs. All right. I'm going to put a cup of heavy cream. Here we go. All right. You know, heavy cream always sticks, and it's so expensive these days. I just sticks to the cup. I always want to get it out. All right, and then I have sauteed over here an onion, and I put 4 garlic cloves. All right, a whole onion and some butter and garlic cloves. All right, I wanted to show you how I do my garlic because I know many of you may be new cooks, and so I wanted to show you. So right here on the countertop, I take a wide knife. Where is it? Where's the garlic? You can't see it. Hold on. You got to see it. There it is right there. So I'm going to turn see the garlic clove? Get a big garlic clove. Put your knife like that, and you just bang it, all right? And then I take my knife, and I cut off that hard end, and it just all comes apart. Now, inside of the garlic, inside of that is going to be the core, and you don't want that. So I'm going to pull that out. I hope you can see that. I'm going to pull that core out, because I don't want that in there. And then I'm just going to chip it up. And I'm not even cooking that, but what was in there already was cooked. So that's how I dice up my garlic really quick, because that little bam fram makes that shell come off, all right? All right, so let me check and see. The recipe doesn't have salt and pepper, but I'm going to put some salt in here. There's a lot of cheese in it, so that's how you can not have the salt. Hey, y'all. Okay, so here we go. Cup of mayonnaise, 2 cups of cheddar cheese. So that's what, but before I do that, before I put the cheddar cheese in, I'm going to give it a whirl, okay? Here we go. So what have I got in there? 2 eggs, a cup of mayonnaise, a 1/2 cup of sour cream, 3 garlic cloves, and an onion that was sauteed in butter. And then let's see. That's all. Salt and pepper. It is on there. All right, so I'm just going to pulse it a little bit just to mix it up. Just like that. Okay. Pulsing it makes it mix in good. All right, and then I'm gonna put 2 cups of cheese in here. And I'm gonna leave 1 cup to go on the top. And then I'm just gonna pulse that just a time or 2. There we go. All right, so let me move back over here because what I'm about to do is just pour this right on top of that broccoli. Yeah, I think I will salt that a little bit because I didn't salt it when I microwaved it. So I'm gonna pull out this little thing right here. Yep, just so I can get all the goodness off of that before we ever get started. And then I'll put that over in the sink for the dishwasher. All right, and then I'm just gonna gently pour this all over it. And that is gonna make a delicious casserole. And actually there's a lot of sauce here. So I probably could have done with another bag of broccoli and made more, but excuse me, but that's all for now. All right, so I'm going to put that right over there just like that and just kind of spread it around. Can you imagine just how good this is going to be? Think of all that's in here: sour cream, mayonnaise, cheese, heavy cream. All right, and then I'm just going to sprinkle this cheese over the top because there's a lot of cheese in that sauce, so I don't want it too cheesy. All right, so there we go. That's about a cup just for the top. Kind of spread that around because everybody loves. I think I got one more little bag over here. I think I will put it because everybody loves to, you know, when you dip into it, you're at a family night supper. Don't you just love to get something that's all cheesy? Yeah, and you don't want anybody skimping on the cheese, do you? No. So this is it's got a lot of fat in it. Yes, it does. But again, all right, so let me move it over here. I've got my oven on 350, and really, I'm just going to let it get really hot. So probably 30 minutes. Everything in there was room temperature hot. Nothing was cold. So, okay, so here we go. Let me wash my hands. Yeah. So I wanted to talk to you about your bones. And you're like, oh my gosh, here she goes again, talking about bones. Well, the reason is, okay, I don't know if you follow Dr. Vonda Wright. If you don't, you need to follow her. But more and more information out there about the value of our bones and the health of our bones. And if they're not healthy, let me start the timer here for 25 minutes. There we go. Glad I thought about that. Okay, if they're not healthy, then you're at risk for a lot of things. And one of the main things that I have seen for 48 years as a physical therapist is hip fractures, okay? There are other things, hip fractures, and I would say back issues. And my mom she suffered from severe back pain because she lost her spine and she shrunk like 6 inches. And so she ended up with a curve, her spine twisted and shrunk. But most women, here's what happens. They start going forward here, forward, isn't that ugly? It just doesn't look pretty. And then they do this. And they end up with problems in their neck. And they end up with weakness in their arms. They can't carry anything. I mean, they can't bring in the groceries. All of these things. And, you know, I'm 69 years old. And what is 79 going to look like? I was talking with one of my clients today, and she's like, you've helped me so much to think about what am I doing right now to make sure that 79 and 89 is going to be good, and that I'm not going to be, oh, what happened? Because here's what happens, and Dr. Wright talks about it. I've seen it so many times. You end up in the hospital with this woman in her 70s. She's fallen and broken her hip, or late 60s, and she doesn't know how it happened. And then because of how we lose muscle every day, that we're not gaining muscle, she ends up getting therapy, but then she can't go home because she's on a walker, she's in a wheelchair, she can't get from one thing to another, so she ends up going to rehab, But even after that, she can't go back home and live independently. And that's the problem. We want to live independently, don't we? Unless there's a good situation for us to live in. But most of the time, the children are working. I know when my mom came to live with me, I was working full time and wasn't near retirement. And I had to pay, or I didn't have to, I got to pay, I was able to pay with the help of my brothers, a woman that came and stayed during the day, and then I was there the rest of the time. But we don't want that, y'all. Well, I want y'all to be independent. And here's what I'm going to tell you. The strength that you are right now is as strong as you're going to be. You're at your peak right now. I don't care if you're 49, 69. I'm 69. I'm at my peak unless I keep working at it, all right? And that's what I did this morning. I went to a Pilates class. It was fabulous. I'm going to one in the morning. I'm learning what to do to be healthy. And so I just want to encourage you, and that's what my program is about. It's about losing weight. We all want to lose weight. We've got that extra 20, 30, 40, 60, 100, whatever the weight is. We want to lose that weight, and I definitely am going to help you do that. But in my 90-day program, I'm also going to help you learn how to get stronger. And it's not going to be at the gym. It's not going to be with heavy weights, although we do lift some weights. It's going to be with 20 to 25-minute workouts, 3 or 4 times a week. You are gonna work those muscles, but it's not going to be hard. I had a woman today say, I can't believe all the stuff I'm learning from you. I'm like, of course, you're not a physical therapist. You're not searching. You know, I'm constantly searching, and there's so much information out there for women our age about hormones. Just Monday night, I had Rhonda Pop, and if you scroll back, you'll see where I had interviewed her. I think it was about a month ago. So there's lots of information that you're going to get, and you're going to get it dripped out to you every day in an app on your phone, as well as seeing me in a Marco Polo app. So if here's who this is for. If you are confused about what to do, if this is the first time you've heard about the bone issue and how it's one of the most important issues, yeah. And if it's the first time you've heard about you need hormones, regardless of what age you are, and if it's the first time you've thought about, well, this is as strong as I'm going to be if I don't do something else, then this is for you. So I want to get on a call and talk to you and offer you this opportunity. And we're just starting a program Monday, so you're definitely not behind, and you're going to know exactly what to do. So I need you in the comments to just say yes, and I'll send you a link. We can talk on the phone, and you can be ready to go. Okay, this is going to come out in a few minutes, and I'll jump back on maybe and show it to you. But if you need my cookbook, I'm going to put the link for that. I'm going to put the link to book a call with me, okay? I'm also going to put the link for the Zoom call with Dr. Rhonda Pop. So there's going to be 3 links in the comments, okay? So I'm trying to help you every way that I can, because I know the frustration of not knowing what am I going to do, all right? So we'll talk to you soon, and have a great day.